This is Listings to Leads, and we're here to talk about Facebook and Google ads. You're welcome to throw in your questions in the chat panel whenever you have time. I take a breath every now and then. And just before we get started, I see a lot of new names. So I want to tell you what we have in terms of what the whole platform does. Basically, we're an advertising platform for realtors. We've been here for 13 years. We are focused on lead capture. So I know a lot of you are coming from companies that have a lot of tools that sound like ours, but the difference is your tools are great for branding and getting your picture out there, and our tools are great for capturing leads. So if you have flyers, if you have postcards, whatever you have from your companies, they're pretty much always designed for branding to look like the company you're with and to make sure everything is uniform. But if you actually need contact information of people trying to buy and sell homes, most of the biggest companies out there fall flat on that. And that's where we step in. Now we have tools for print. We have tools for social media. We have tools for buyers. We have tools for sellers. We have tools if you have listings and if you don't have listings. We have tools for your CRM. We have tools to help you showcase your reviews and capture leads of those as well. So all these things to capture leads, many ways, buyers or sellers. And you want to get your arms around that. The more you're using from our platform, the more you're going to have more leads and more ability to grow your business. And all that's all covered over here on the left under listings, under ads, under PDF guides, social landing pages, and client reviews. There's just a lot going on there. Some of it's fully automatic. Some of them you got to get in there and spend a few minutes every week doing things. But if you do that, your business is most likely going to grow. Even right now in the strange market that we're in, our clients are just excited. They're having awesome results right now. So to learn about that, I always recommend getting on leadgenwebinars.com. I'm not sure how you found this class, but you can sign up for this class and Top Tools for More Listings and Getting Started, which you should basically be watching all three of these. You can sign up right here on leadgenwebinars.com. And right now we're on a live call. This is how you would get on that call. There's also this channel here on our YouTube channel. I'm going to send this to everybody right now. Every call that we do, including this one, is recorded. Now, I just sent you a link to this page, and I want to point out that everybody should be watching Get Started. I just recorded it 2 days ago. Everybody, if you want listings, you should probably watch Top Tools to Get More Listings. I recorded that 9 days ago. And then also a little bit before that, I did the Facebook and Google class. So I do these classes. I just rotate them every week. I'm doing one class or another. And Scott is doing an 8-part series of how to make $250,000 in real estate. And that's really helpful too. You'll see these kind of multiple sessions. So there's a lot here. And I definitely recommend that you spend time learning our platform because we're grateful that you're a client, right? But we are actually more excited when you start getting excited and you start getting more business and you realize, whoa, this thing is awesome. So take some time to learn how to use this platform. And I think it'll just give you a huge return, right? And a return on your investment in trying to learn it. There's also this group, which is our mastermind group. So please get in here. This is where Scott and I talk about what's going on. This is where our clients will share what they're doing. Sometimes they ask questions, and it's not the support page, although everybody seems to think it is, but there is a support page in your account, and that we actually have a great support team. You can actually go in there and ask your question, and our support team all jump on it, and they're super helpful. So that's a little bit about the background of our platform. So let's talk about ads. So first of all, when you come to the ads page here, you will be able to, when you first come here, it's going to have this big button on it and it's going to say connect to Facebook. And you should click that button and it will take you to Facebook and it will say, Should we continue as you and your personal name? And you will say, yes, continue as me. And when you do that, it's going to show you the next page of what business pages do you want. Now, obviously, you're going to probably want to use your real estate business page. And you might have multiple ones. You might have some community pages and a couple of business pages. You can choose multiple business pages and then use them at different times when you're running ads. And once you've done that, the page is going to show you these two green buttons: create Facebook ads and create Google ads. And when you click on this, you'll realize, oh, you can run an ad on a listing, you can run an ad on a landing page, and you can run an ad on a PDF guide. So hopefully, you know that your listings flow in here. Hopefully, you know that you get unlimited landing pages for your business on the landing page section down here. And hopefully there are 80 PDF guides, 40 for home buyers and 40 for home sellers. And you can see them all over here on the PDF guide section. And there's lots of ways to market, but we're just going to concentrate on how you use Facebook and Google to market these things. And then if you click this button here, I've already subscribed, but let's just click on landing page. If you're not subscribed to Google, it's an add-on. It costs $30 a month to turn this software on. I highly recommend it if you're an agent who wants more listings. If you're just looking for buyers, you probably don't need to use Google. Okay. And we'll dive in more to that. But if you want listings, you should absolutely be using Google. All right. So we'll get into the reasons why, right? And let's talk a little bit about the difference of Facebook and Google and why they are relevant to you, right? As a realtor. Facebook is the number 3 website in the country. All right. And people are looking at it and they're scrolling down and they're looking at pictures of their friends and they're looking at what they eat and where they're going on vacation. And they're looking at pictures of their grandkids and all kinds of fun stuff. That's what's so cool about Facebook, right? You got your old colleagues, you got your relatives, everything you're interested in is there. You're following it. Oh, there's my dog buddy. And so what's cool about Facebook, even though you might not like social media, in the United States, 70% of Americans spend 40 minutes every day looking at Facebook. They might be looking at it at work, at home, watching football, watching TV. They're looking on an iPad. They might be driving their car, looking through this thing of what their friends are doing. And some of you might be looking at Facebook right now, looking at what your friends are doing and stuff that you're following, right? It is of high interest. It's the number 3 website in the country, and American adults, not teens, spend 40 minutes every day looking at this. So if you're running an ad, it's sitting right here where a picture of my dog is right now. And you can respond to that and we can capture leads, and that's awesome. But people don't go here asking questions, right? What do you do if you want the best steak dinner in New York, or you want to buy a new car, or you want a hotel in Miami, or you want to sell your home? You don't go throwing that question on Facebook. That's not really the place. 86% of all people start that question right here on Google. Google is the number 1 website in the country. And when I click, how do I sell my home? That there are 7.5 billion results, right? There's a lot of pages of results. You can make the argument that if you're not within page 5, you might as well not be on the internet, right? Because you're just not effective in SEO or anything like that. I don't actually recommend going down the SEO rabbit hole, if you know what that is. It's horrible, it's expensive, and it's moving. And I hear so many times of realtors getting ripped off. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, how do you get to be right here where it says sponsored, right? And the way you do that, you can do it inside Google without our help, you can totally, Google has had an ad platform for years. And if you can tell me in the chat panel there, Has anybody here run an ad on Google? Can you give me just a yes or no there? And let me tell you, while I'm waiting for that answer, I have, and it is ugly. I've been training agents on how to run ads on Facebook since Facebook has had an ad platform. Okay. Now, Facebook is older than listings to leads, but they didn't have the ad platform until after we were created. So we saw that launch and we saw its effectiveness, and we quickly started adapting our platform to take advantage of that. But Google's had ads for much longer. And for some crazy reason, it is one of the worst experiences of a user interface that you can imagine, especially for writing an ad. And I asked the question, let's see if anybody's run an ad on Google. Yeah, Myra says yes, a long time ago. Nobody else had run an ad. And that kind of makes sense to me. I would say I've been training agents for a long time. Sorry, I clicked on the wrong button there. I could say like 1 out of 2 agents, meaning 50% of all agents, have run an ad on Facebook, right? But doesn't mean they're successful. It just means they ran an ad on Facebook, and they've maybe heard from their colleagues like, oh, that's so awesome. You got to run an ad on Facebook. And they go do it. And a smaller percentage are actually have successful ads because Facebook is complicated. But I would say 1 out of 50 agents have run an ad on Google. And boy, is it complicated, but it is effective. It's actually higher quality leads than Facebook, because what's happening is if somebody has a question, they go to this website and they ask their question. And if you can answer their question and be right here up on page 1, the quality of that lead is much higher than the person who was looking at their friends' cats and dogs and what they ate last night. And then you're saying, oh, I got an open house. It's just, that's not what they were looking for. You just happen to throw it out there and get in front of those people. That's why you have to think about Google. And I want to repeat what I said earlier. I highly recommend this if you are an agent who wants more listings. If you want buyers, I would suggest that you stick with Facebook, because that's really cheap and really effective and very easy to get buyers. We're going to go look at that, but we're going to focus on the Google site first. So when we subscribe, it tells you $30 a month. You get 4 options: IDX ad, create an IDX ad, a landing page ad, and a PDF guide ad, or a custom ad. I would not do a custom ad unless you really know Google. Okay. And from the response that I got on this call today, none of Google. I wouldn't recommend creating an IDX ad either. This is a way to get buyers. And as I said just a moment ago, the cheap, easy way is on Facebook. So if you want buyer leads, I recommend Facebook, and we'll go look at that. But creating a landing page ad or creating a PDF guide ad, this is where it can be really helpful, especially if you want listings, if you want more sellers. And you should actually have a monthly consistent strategy on Google to get listing leads off of Google, because these are high quality leads. So let's click on PDF guides. Now, we didn't go look at them earlier, but we'll get a glance at them here. There are 80 PDF guides, a bunch for buyers, 40, and another 40 for sellers. You should probably go look at them. You can download them here. You, the agent, are branded on every page of every one of these guides. So you can decide what's relevant to my market. Maybe 5 dangers of overpricing, right? So you click create an ad, and we'll give it a second. And you can type in the name of the town that you want to target, right? And let's just say Phoenix. I think they're having price movements over there, and overpricing would be a real relevant discussion point if you are a realtor, right? So if I am searching in Phoenix, if I sit in Phoenix and I do a search on how do I sell my home, this would pop up, right? This would be an ad. Now, if you want, you don't have to do it to create the ad, but you can always click on view link, and this will show you where the ad is driving people to. It's basically, hey, what's your address? What's your email? And what's your time frame to sell? Now you can download this report on the 5 dangers of overpricing for free. Okay. And that is how simple it is. Now, You don't have to really use our Google software, but if you want to go to Google and run your own ad, it's going to look something like this. Now, I'm clicking on advanced options here to give you an idea of what's under the hood of writing an ad. You see all these keywords? We put them there automatically for you. If you go do it by hand on Google, you're going to have to put all these keywords here. I actually have our team reviewing online resources of the top keywords every quarter, and we refresh this. So whether you're looking for buyers or whether you're looking for sellers, we have updated these keywords to fit the tool that you're using, right? If you don't want to use our $30 a month software, go do it on Google, but you're going to have to write all this yourself. You're also going to have to write multiple headlines. We put 8 in here automatically, and they rotate through on the ads, and Google makes the decision on when and how to use them. Usually what they do, and we have 3 or 4 descriptions here, you actually need to write 3 or 4 descriptions because Google rotates them, and they realize what happens is when you create an ad in Google, it's going to use all these. It's going to test all these, and it's going to see what are people clicking on and responding. And once they find out what people are responding on, then they just keep showing the ad that way. So this is what you have to do by hand if you're going to do it yourself. If you're doing it with us, you just choose the tool that you want and type in the city that you want and click publish. Now, I do want to point out, this is a $50 a day ad. And while that might sound expensive, we're going to talk through it. It's a 7-day ad. So you can imagine you can spend $350 if you spend $50 a day, right? But here's the thing, this software that I'm talking about is new. It's new to our company. It took us nearly a year to get it configured, and now it's available to you. And what we don't know is the cost per seller lead in your area. And with both Facebook and Google, the cost of a lead is different. The cost of a buyer lead is different from a cost from a seller lead. And a cost from a seller lead is different in Florida as it is different from Manhattan, and it's different in Wyoming and Texas, right? I don't actually know the exact cost of a seller lead in those areas. You might find a way to find out. I talk to realtors all the time. They're not all running ads on Google, but I can tell you this. I know in Dallas, from just my discussions, seller leads cost $30 each. So if you got a $50 budget, like I have right here, and they're $30 each, you can expect to get one seller lead every day. And you're going to do this for 7 days. Every day you got $50 on your ad, but every time that they give you a lead, it's taking $30. So you're just going to get 7 leads over the course of 7 days. All right. Now, I don't know where you guys are sitting physically, right? Where you live, where your markets are. But let's say that Google is charging you $20 a day. And I know that in Pennsylvania, seller leads cost $22. And I know it's one of the states more in the Midwest, it was $17 a lead. Okay. So I don't know where you are, but if you're testing this out, you're going to find that maybe they're charging you $10 a lead, or maybe they're charging you $15 a lead. If it's $10 a lead, you're going to get 5 leads a day because you're putting $5, $50 every day. If it's $15 a lead, you're going to get $3. We need to do the math and the division. But I want to remind you that this is the number one website in the country where 86% of all searches on the internet begin here. Okay. And that's a big deal. So if you want listings, this is a very smart place for you to have a strategy. You don't absolutely have to use our software. It doesn't matter. You need to have a strategy on Google. We just make it very easy, right? It is nowhere near this easy or this easy to understand on Google. It's really an ugly situation. That's how you can get that's how you can get a PDF guide. I want to click over here to landing pages. And you may not know this, but you get 3 landing pages right off the bat for your account: free home values, down payment assistance, and new construction. You can click this button up here and you can create unlimited landing pages for your accounts. You should actually have a property valuation plus page for every city or town where you want listings. If you're in a big area, let's say LA, and you want listings in a particular area like Seal Beach, you want to create one for Seal Beach, right? You want to create a home valuation landing page for each town. So if you're in a big cosmopolitan area, you want to focus on areas, you should. This is one that I have for Sacramento. Okay. And this is got a picture of the old town, the kind of historic part of Sacramento. So this is going to give an instant home value. And so that's definitely something that if you want listings, you should be creating a landing page like that, and you should be getting people to it. And the highest quality way of getting people to that is through Google. It's not the only way. There are other ways of getting people to that landing page. But since we're just talking about Facebook and Google, we're going to concentrate on that. And that all being said, while that page is pulling up, I want to remind us that we have this page here, which is our YouTube channel. And I talked on this call here 9 days ago about the top ways to get listings. If you want listings, you should watch that call, because I do talk about other ways of getting people to that page, but we're just talking about Facebook and Google today. So we're going to keep going here. So click on create a Google ad, create a landing page ad. You could make an ad on any one of the landing pages in your account. And I'm going to do the Sacramento home value one that we were just looking at and click create an ad. All right. Now, in order to create this ad, I need to type in the name of the town up here and click publish. And now we know it's going to be $50 a day and for 7 days. Now, you can see what the ad's going to look like over here on the right. And you want to make sure that city there, Sacramento, corresponds to the city you typed in into the thing here. So if you're Salt Lake City, got to say Salt Lake City here, right? Because that's where it's going to target, and you want it to land on a page that is relevant to their search. So it's very simple to run the ad. You just type in the name of the city and click publish, and that's going to create that. Now, you can adjust this. You can adjust the budget. I wouldn't suggest adjusting that budget until what seller leads cost in your market. That's really, we have it at $50. You may not spend all $50, but again, if you're using this and you're running ads, let us know in the mastermind group. Hey, I'm in Wisconsin and seller leads on Google are costing me this. But you click publish. Now, I will tell you this. You can also change the duration. So you can say, hey, I want this to be a 4-day ad, right? So 4 days, you times 50, you'd spend $200. But there is an issue with Google in that, just like Facebook, Google reviews your ads. Okay. They're going to look at your ad before you launch it, before they post it. And sometimes it takes a day or two. So if you run this ad, you think, hey, I want to run this just for 2 days to test things. It may not ever get live. Nothing may happen. Right. So that's why we set it for 7 days. It probably will be active for 6 or 5 days or something like that. Right. Because sometimes it takes them literally 2 days to get to review your ad and get it out there. When we capture the leads for you, we email them to you. If you configure your CRM on your profile, we can drop those leads in there too. So I see a question here. Let's go look at it. Instant valuation for home valuation page. Yes, that's what that is. That's exactly what this page right here is. So is there a question, Myra, or are you just giving us a statement? So there's basically 2 kinds of ads that I recommend on Google, and that is a landing page ad or a PDF guide ad. If you need to create a custom ad, you can email me. I don't think you need to create a custom ad because one, nobody here has run an ad on Google. There's no need for you to be doing anything custom. You can create custom landing pages and drive traffic to that. But creating a custom ad means you got to do everything yourself, and you probably don't know how to do that. Yeah. Oh, yes. That is an instant home valuation page. Yes. If you're in the United States, Myra, okay. If you're in Canada or if you're in Latin America, as a lot of our clients are, this will not work. But if you're in the US and you type in your address and you give up your email address, we're going to give them an instant home value and we're going to email that value and that address and email to you. So you want to get people to this page, and Google is a great way to do that. Okay. I'm going to just click on create IDX ad. And frankly, I don't like this at all. You can choose. I'm just going to click it here. And the way we have it written, we need to improve this. The location, what it's doing is it's using one of your listings, and you'll see here in a second. You want to put a custom, you want to put your property searcher. That's the whole point of this. And I'm going to put in Nadia Homes and Nadia.homes. This is somebody's website. And so it says, put in a custom IDX link. I don't recommend you doing this for a couple of reasons, but I'll just give you one thing right here. You only want to do this if you have a good website that will force me to register. Okay. Not everybody has them. A lot of national branded sites don't have any lead capture, or if they do, they're being sent over to the office and not to you. I think this particular page, if I search in here, I can look at properties forever, right? I don't recommend doing that. I don't recommend paying Google to get people to just go over and look forever on your website, because they will never really contact you. We're really into capturing leads here. And so if you have a site like Real Geeks or Boomtown, where if I click for 4 or 5 properties, you're going to force me to register or go away, then you can do that. But frankly, it's too expensive. And that gets us to Facebook. Okay. So to wrap up Google, let's kind of remember what we talked about. If you want listings, these are some really high quality listing leads. Running landing page ads on an instant home value page, or running a PDF guide ad that are designed. There's 40 different topics for homeowners. You can use those. And we basically write the ad. We have the software. We make it super easy. I would definitely recommend that. If you plan to be in real estate and you plan to have listings, you need to get Google strategy. So now let's talk about Facebook. And Facebook, you can see there's 4 kinds of ads: a listing ad, a landing page ad, PDF guide ads, and custom ads. Again, I don't think anybody here should be running custom ads. You might want to make a custom landing page over here for buyers or sellers and run an ad on Facebook that way. But making a totally custom ad, I just don't even think it. We put it there because there's the random crazy realtor every once in a while that wants to do something that is way out of the box. And maybe, but if they're thinking that way, they understand how to work on a custom ad in Facebook. And that's really the issue, is when we click on listing ad, let's just click on it here, and we choose a property that's for sale and we leave it on lead ads. See, we have Facebook software here, and we can tell that because this home is for sale, that you want buyers, right? So we write the ad up here on the right in the way that's going to get people to click. Okay. And if there's something special about this home, you can click the text over there on the right and just add it, right? And then all you need to do is click publish down here. Now notice we've got a $35 day budget. This is not every day. It's a total $35. And this will run 7 days as well. And in general, in the US, buyer leads, and this is looking for buyer leads, they cost $3 each. Okay. So when we were talking about Google, I said you could run an ad and drive people to your IDX. They're more expensive. Those leads are more expensive. And if your website cannot capture them, or they leave because they don't want to register, you're wasting money. So if you want buyer leads, the fastest, cheapest way is to run an ad, just like we're doing right here. Okay. And I'm going to take you back to our YouTube channel and go to the homepage. And I'm going to just show you something here. see here. Does this thing play? I'm not quite sure what's going on here. Yeah, you know what? That's not it. There's a lady here. I'm going to see if I can show her to you. She, in March, right here, she can tell you she ran an ad. My name is Lauren Wiley. I'm a real. She ran a $35 ad, just like I'm showing you, on an open house for 7 days and has one listing from that and 3 active buyers. She did that by marketing a home just like this. It was open house and click publish. That was it. And that's awesome. I know you guys are aware that the market has changed in the past couple of years, right? And a lot of buyers have been forced to sit there and best interest rates, but inventory is still tight. So when people are responding to these ads, you need to follow up. That lady clearly, I don't know how many leads she captured from that ad, but she's got 3 active buyers and 1 listing, like a new listing from that ad. So running ads on properties that have an open house or they're for sale, really smart to do. If you run an ad on a property that is sold, we're not looking for buyers anymore. You just change the status to sold and it says, hey, that's sold. That's going to affect your home value. Click below to get a free home value estimate. Okay. So to make this work, all you do is click publish. Pretty easy. Just so you know, if you're writing anything down, these leads often cost $7 each around the country. They could be less, they could be more, but on average, they're about $7 each when you're running a sold ad for a home value, okay, on a property. Now, to make this work even better, maybe there's things going on that you can add to make this ad a little more punchy. Like you got 5 offers, right? Or you sold it in 7 days. Maybe you got 10K above asking. Any of these are going to make this ad work better, right? If something is going on like that, because the generic language, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And so if you got any kind of data points like this, click in the box and write them there before you click publish. Okay. So that's like super important. If we go to, not to landing, we just go back to ads, we can also create a PDF guide. So you remember that there are 80 PDF guides and 40 are for home buyers and 40 are for home sellers. The thing about those, Facebook sets the price per lead on your ads. They look at it and they say, okay, your lead, the lead for that kind of ad is going to be $10 or $15. Okay. So if you're creating a PDF guide for home sellers, and it doesn't matter what topic you choose, you leave it on lead ads. So you get name, email, and phone number pre-populated from the profiles. You will have to type in the name of the town, right? Like where you want this to show. And then click publish. That's really all you need to do. But these leads can often cost $10 to $15 each. Okay. And then since that ad is only $50, if they're charging you $10 each, you're going to get 5 leads. If they're charging you $15 each, you're going to get 2 leads, right? But well, like that your brand on later on, you can go and you can see, you know what, getting charged a lead or getting on a Facebook account. And then look, really makes a real positive. Okay, so it's our so good start costing a very that will to run on big water. What is my home worth? And this is for good percentage of realtors not effective. It is a waste of your time and money. Okay. And I'll show you why right now. They do free home values and Let's wait a second and I'll show you why. So here it says, what is your home worth now? Reason home value has changed. That's going to affect it. Click here to get your home. And you might think, oh, I want to target Lafayette, California, right? Now you can target whatever city you want, but because this over here on the right isn't talking about Lafayette, I'm not going to respond to your ad. Okay. Now you could actually make a landing page that just talks about Lafayette. All right. And then it would say, what is your Lafayette home worth? And you would have a better landing page with a picture of some landmark. And that's really what you want to be doing, right? But I want to explain to you one of the big reasons why that doesn't work. And it really depends on where you are in the country. This might work if you're in a more rural area. And my area where I live, it looks rural, but it's not. It's in the San Francisco Bay Area, the broader part of San Francisco, but it's not in San Francisco. It's in like a bedroom community. But I don't know if you can see this little white section here. That is Lafayette. Sorry, I clicked. I can't click. Oh yeah. Oh, hold on. So, sorry, let me do that again. I want you to see that map. I have a very sensitive mouse and it's like double clicks all the time. So it's moving faster than I can even think. So this white section in the middle of this map, that's Lafayette. That's the town of Lafayette. And if you look around, you're going to notice that, oh, Orinda's over here and Pleasant Hill's over here and Walnut Creek is here and Alamo's here, Moraga's here. There's all kinds of areas around, right? If I back this map out, you see even more cities. One of the things about Facebook is you cannot target closer than a 15-mile radius. So that means if I ran an ad that said, what is your Lafayette home worth over here? And I target people in Lafayette, everybody that lives in this map is going to see that. And just to give you some context, 24,000 people live in Lafayette. But in this little picture that we're looking at here, there's at least 500,000 people that live here. So there's way too many people seeing this ad. That's one of the biggest reasons why this does not work. Okay. So first I want to tell you, to have home valuation ads work, you need to create a property valuation plus landing page that's an instant home value. And it needs to have a picture of something that looks like your area. Don't go with our generic little suburban street there, and don't try the coffee cup look that we give you as well. It's too generic. Remember, I was mentioning my Sacramento page. This is old Sacramento. Everybody knows it. It's like the historic part of town. So something that's a landmark that tells people their area. That's what you're at, right? So when you get on a landing page or you create one, we're always going to drop you on the editor page, and you can put in a picture that's 2,000 pixels wide. And now you're ready to advertise, right? And then you can still want to advertise that with print, or I want to run that or whatever. That's how it works. Okay. I'm going to blow your mind here and give you the workaround of how to make that work. My Google account doesn't want to connect to Liliana. That is a great question for our support team. They're right down here. When you click on support, it's right above your picture. Let's see here. So where were we? Facebook. Let's do a landing page ad, and let's do it for, let's see what we have here. Property valuation plus Sacramento. Let's do one on Orlando. The picture is actually not Orlando, so I'm going to apologize. I was just creating this when I was talking, but you'll get an idea of what I'm talking. So this is some lake, right? But that's not Orlando. You should have a picture of Orlando if you're going to say my home sales of Orlando are in, right? And then you should type in Orlando over here. That's normally what you would do. This would not work, especially in Orlando, because it's a dense, big area. So this is the hard, advanced part, but you definitely need to do this if you want listings. Okay. You don't need to do this for buyers, but if you want listings, you want to find yourself a custom audience. You buy a list from Remine or RedX or HomeSnap, or maybe you call your title partner and you say, hey, can you get me all the homeowners in Orlando? Right. And then you click this button that says retarget current leads and you type in Orlando homeowner. Now I don't have that list. So I'm going to just show you one of my lists, right? It says L to L custom audience. And that's really what you want to do is create an audience of the homeowners in the towns that you want. So most of you are you have different farm markets, right? You've got 4 or 5, maybe you have 10. If you want to probably pick your top 3 and get this list of homeowners and then go over to our ads page and create a custom audience. Right here, it says create audience and you can call it Orlando homeowners. And right here where it says use this format, this shows you what the spreadsheet should look like. It also says right here, this has to have at least 1,000 leads. So if there were 200 people that own homes in Orlando, that would not be big enough. I know there's more than 200 people, right? But there are some towns where you have a small lead list. It needs to be 1,000 leads long. In Excel, it needs to look like this or a CSV file. And then you upload it and you import it. And then it lives in your Facebook ad manager. So you will always be able to target those people. So if you say, you know what, I want to run a PDF guide ad and I want to run it for homeowners because I want them to know like I am a resource here. And you might think, hey, I'm going to do divorce in real estate. Maybe somebody in my market is thinking about divorce and maybe they need to think about the impact on real estate, right? I guarantee you people get divorced in Danville. It's just like the fancy place. Like you hear about this divorce. So I know that's going to happen. And I can just say, I don't even have to worry about the radius because this is not about specifically living in Danville. But you don't want to do that because it might be reaching out all over. You can turn off Danville and you can say, hey, you know what? I'm going to retarget and I'm going to hit Danville homeowners. Now, I don't have a list called Danville homeowners, but hopefully you're understanding what I'm saying. If you want to target your list, you don't need to type in the location up here. You create an audience and you title it whatever you want to title it. And then when you publish, it's going to target those people if they're on Facebook. So let's imagine you have a list of 1,000 homeowners in Danville. And when those people log into Facebook, the people on that list, they're going to see this if they logged in during this 7-day period. This is a very powerful part of Facebook that most realtors don't know about. But if you want to get listings, you definitely want to know about that. You want to get your custom audiences and you want to load them up into Facebook and you want to target them with ads like this. That is my story there. Any questions about that? This is really important, much more important if you're running landing pages, right? If you're running like, what is my Danville home worth? What is my Alamo home worth? You got to target those homeowners. You don't want to be overspraying and shooting a 15-mile radius when Alamo is a little town right here and every property in there starts at $2 million. In Danville, these properties go from $2 to $10 million. So to target those, you've got to get those lists. You got to upload them as a custom audience, and then you're running ads in front of those people at a consistent basis. So that is Facebook and that is Google. Are there any questions about what I've said? I think there was something else I wanted to tell you, but I can't remember. Oh yeah, I wanted to show you a different client's account. This is our demo account. So this is how everything works. But I actually want to show you one of our clients who's in Carolinas. They operate in North and South Carolina, and they have an expansion team there. So they've got like agents in multiple offices, and their goal is not to use our whole platform. Their goal is to get buyer leads for their agents in North and South Carolina. And I think you can see a lot here. And I want to explain this because it'll help you understand a little bit about Facebook and the power of it and how it can really play in your business. So I did mention already that buyer leads cost on average $3 each, right? And we know this because we have the software set up to where we can analyze every quarter what's going on. Oddly enough, in Q1 of this year, the price of leads has been dropping this year, as opposed to last year. And I can tell you why I think it is happening. It's because so many of you have not renewed your license this year, right? Interest rates went up. A lot of people feel like they're going to go somewhere else and get out of real estate. And so the cost of your lead is probably dropping because the competition is dropping, right? It's like you have a bidding war to set these. So this company here, I launched this company in Halloween of last year, 2022. So we're almost 8 or 9 months in, and they've run 340 ads, all 7-day ads, just the way that I've been showing you to run ads, but they really only run them on their properties, right? Because their goal is to get buyer leads for their agents. They spend about $100 per ad. It's a lot of money, $34,000 in 8 months. But they have 10 leads, 10,000 leads. So they're almost getting leads, I don't know, for $310 of each per lead. But here's another thing to think of. They have 2.4 million impressions in North and South Carolina for Keller Williams. Okay. That means people on Facebook have seen their business pages 2.4 million times. I don't know any company doing that. But I want to also point out, and so why I'm telling you this is if you're new to real estate, or even if you've been in it a while, you might not have a super strong brand in real estate. You might be saying, I do this from referrals, right? A lot of people who've been in the business just operate from referrals. And if that's, you may not need to advertise at all. But I've certainly had phone calls from people who said, I've been in it for 20 years. All my business are referrals. And now they're all not calling me. I don't know why. And I can give you one reason why. People that are using our system or other people's systems are just picking them off right off the internet. You thought they were going to give you a call. Other people were snagging them with ads like ours. So when we go down here and look, you can see, hey, we got 35 leads. They charge $6 a lead. The ad was seen by 7,500 people. This one, $3.19 a lead. Only 4,000 people saw it. Now, granted, they spent 150 here and they spent 200 here, but here's 150. So these are kind of apples to apples, both in, I think this is in North Carolina, but 357 a lead and 319 a lead, right? Nearly 4,000 people saw this. Nearly 6,600 saw this one. So it's not always exactly the same. The cost per lead is different. For some reason, it's $13 a lead. It's $13 a lead. And this guy just said, turn that off. That's way too expensive. So he knows, right? If it gets too expensive, just turn it off. But like I said, they have a lot of ads. So they can look at a lot of data points and figure out like, oh, okay, this is what the cost per lead is. And we can see it together from the aggregate view at the top of the page that it's basically about $3.10 per buyer lead. So let's see if we have questions. Can you share with us top new features on listings to leads? No, but you know where I do that? I do that every time I do a get started call. So you can just jump right over here, Amita, to the get started call that I did on Monday, and see all the top features right there, because that's the whole point of that class. So yes, let's see, for Facebook, we talked about retargeting. We looked here. This is a kind of active clients account right here. And Yeah, I think that's everything I know, guys. I think that's everything I know about that. I will tell you this, and then if there aren't any more questions, I want to thank you for joining me and remind you that this is being recorded and this will be on the YouTube channel. A lot of agents call me and don't really know what to do about Facebook. Now, they don't call me and ask about Google because our software is new. And I'm telling you, they just don't even know what I'm talking about. But when it comes to Facebook, they're like, what should my budget be? What should my budget be for Facebook? So I do want to share that information with you. And I tell this to the green rookie agents who don't have any business, right? I tell them they should be spending $200 a month. And they should do that by running two $25 ads every week or one $50 ad every week. We know now from the Carolinas that if they're spending 180, let's just say $200, and you divide that by three, what they're going to get 60 something leads, right? 60 something buyer leads. If they mix it up and say, I want to get some seller leads, they're going to get fewer leads because those are more expensive. But also, and this page here is really worth thinking about. You get a lot of impressions. You get a lot of people recognizing your business page, because if you're spending $200 a month and you're getting 60, 70 leads, let's say about 65 leads every month, you're going to be able to call those people. You're going to be able to text them and work on them to turn them into business. You're also getting more impressions than you are leads. And if you think about this, if you're a new real estate agent, and new could be like you've been in it for less than 3 years, who knows you're a realtor, right? It's your friends and family who know that you're a realtor and the few people who you've actually done transactions with. But if you're consistently running ads on Facebook, people who are sitting on Facebook are going to start to recognize that you're helping people buy homes, that you're holding open houses, that you have resources for first-time home buyers and for people thinking about getting divorced and for mistakes that you shouldn't make when selling your home. They're going to understand that you are a realtor. This is a great way to build your brand. Okay. I actually don't think Google is a great way to build a brand, but it's a great place for seller leads, right? The quality of seller leads is high. All right. So any questions about Facebook or Google? Oh, I'll tell you one more. Thing. This is advanced, tricky stuff. Let's say that you have a listing for open house and you click create an ad. And let's say that you paid a videographer, right? Or maybe you took your smartphone and you did a little walkthrough and you were talking about it. You could click this button right here that says click image, and you can upload your own video right here where it says upload. Okay. And instead of this still image, that video will be running right here. If any of you are investing in video, you should be using it in Facebook all day long. You actually get cheaper leads because Facebook wants to get people to use video, and people respond more to video than they do to a still image. Okay. And one more thing while we're at it. If you're sitting on a home, if you're trying to sell a home and you've been running ads or it hasn't sold, but this particularly, if you've been running ads, and this is a bad example because they only have one photo here. Let me go look at this. I wonder what guys. But basically, when you click that, there are other photos. All the photos that come in from the MLS are here as an option for you. And if you ran an ad for 7 days and you ran another one for 7 days after that, and it was the same picture, you might want to say, hey, let's put in a picture of the kitchen or the big back deck or the pool and all that. Just same property with a fresh look. So you can do that by just changing the picture, or like I said, you could put in a video, right? So I don't see any questions. So I want to say thanks for joining me. This call was recorded and it is going to be in the mastermind group, and it's going to be on our YouTube channel. So go check that out when you can. I hope you guys have a great summer. Don't forget about our awesome support team because they are super fast and very helpful. So just down at the bottom left, you can click on support put your questions there. I know there were a couple here that really should go to support, and have a great day. Have a great fourth. Bye bye, everybody.